Well, is Chief Minister Zoramthanga batting for unification of all Zo-inhabited areas in the region? Well, addressing Mizo National at the party office in Aizawl today, Chief Minister Zoramthanga stated that unification of all Zo-contiguous areas has been one of the main objectives of the founding leaders of the MNF. Significantly, Zoramthanga added that while the unification of Zo tribe inhabited areas in Myanmar and Bangladesh would be difficult at this time, the MNF has always pushed for unification of the ethnic Mizos living in Manipur, Assam and Tripura. In fact, Zoramthanga recalled that the issue of unification of all Zo-inhabited areas also featured in the peace talks held with the Indian government and the erstwhile underground MNF. The Mizoram Chief Minister, however, said that his government cannot directly interfere into the internal affairs of Manipur on the issue of Greater Mizoram or the unification of Zo-contiguous areas, and that the initiative has to come from the Zo tribes of Manipur, since the unification of Kuki-Chin Mizo tribes should not be imposed. Chief Minister Zoramthanga's statement comes at a time when 10 elected Kuki-Chin MLAs in Manipur and CSOs in the Kuki-dominated districts are seeking for a separate administration. The statement also comes at a time when Manipur is struggling to restore normalcy in the wake of the massive unrest in Manipur. Meanwhile, Zoramthanga added that while the Mizoram government cannot directly interfere into the internal affairs of the neighbouring Manipur, it has tried its best to bring peace and tranquility in the state besides looking after internally displaced people from Manipur, many of whom are still taking shelter in Mizoram.
The unification of Mizo-inhabited areas of other states to form one administrative unit was raised by the MNF delegation. It was pointed out to them on behalf of the Government of India that Article 3 of the Constitution of India prescribes the procedure in this regard, but that the government cannot make any commitment in this respect.
To give us more details, I'm being joined now over the phone line by our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. Wasbir, a big remark by the Mizoram Chief Minister Zoramthanga, strongly indicating that the MNF push for unification of contiguous Zo-inhabited areas, and significantly, Wasbir, the remark comes at a time when Manipur continues to struggle to restore normalcy. Your take on this, Wasbir?
Yes, Raunak, this is all a fallout. This actually is a fallout of the recent violence in Manipur, where the divide between the hills and the valley, to be more particular, between the Kukis or the Kuki-Chin group and as well as the Métis, have widened, definitely widened. No one can deny that fact. Although, of course, there are efforts at restoring peace and bridging the divide and breaching the breach of trust that had taken place. I think efforts are on, but no one can deny the fact that there has been a real divide between the Kuki-Chin group as well as the Métis after the violence that triggered on 3rd of May. Now, this statement from the Mizoram Chief Minister, who is also the leader of the Mizo National Front, he said that this has been the original demand of the Mizos, or for that matter, the original demand of the MNF, to bring about a unification of the Zo-inhabited areas in and around Mizoram. In fact, the Zo community, which is a group, and they also live in they are a part of the Kuki-Chin group. So this is the same stock, same ethnic stock. They speak the same language. They're culturally similar. They are religiously similar. So that is the reason why there has been this original demand by the Mizo National Front that there has to be a unification of the Zo-dominated areas in much the same way as the Nagas have been demanding that Nagas in the Northeast should come under one administrative umbrella. Right. That has been initially the demand of the NSP-NIM. So on that line, the MNF chief, the MNF leader, and the Mizoram Chief Minister has said that the demand for a Zo unification must come from the Zo brothers themselves. That's what the term he used. And he said that the state government cannot directly push that kind of a demand, and the state government was rather trying to bring about peace and giving shelter to the displaced people. But this is indeed definitely, Raunak, a very big statement from the MNF leader, and we have to wait and watch whether there will be actually a organized movement by the Zo community demanding a reunification of Zo inhabited areas and the coming together of the Zos in the Mizoram, Assam, and Manipur under one administrative umbrella. Whether this kind of a demand is channelized into a movement, we have to wait and watch. But this statement coming from Mizoram Chief Minister is indeed a fallout of the recent violence in Manipur.
Right. So, Wasbir, even though the Chief Minister Zoramthanga has said that his government cannot directly interfere into the internal matters of Manipur, his remark will definitely raise a few eyebrows in the neighboring state, isn't it?
Well, you see, this is definitely a very, very big statement, and that has come from a person who is the chief minister of a neighboring state. He is the leader of the Mizo National Front, one of the prominent regional political parties in the northeastern region that has a historic past. And coming from a man of the political leader of the stature of Mr. Zoramthanga, it means a lot. And that is the reason why I said we have to wait and watch whether this statement of the chief minister will trigger a movement from among the Zo civil society or the Zo organizations for a unification. Yes, but this will not be taken kindly at all by the dispensation in Manipur, or for that matter, the majority Meitei community in Manipur, who have made it very clear that there has maybe a difference of opinion, there may be some clashes, but they would not like any dismemberment of Manipur. They would not like a single inch of the Manipur territory to be given away to any of the neighboring states. That has been the stand of both the Manipur government as well as the Meitei civil society and individuals.
Right.
So in this backdrop, we have to wait and watch how things unfold in the coming days. But certainly, this demand for unification, possible unification of the Zo-dominated areas has come after the 10 Kuki Chin MLAs, including 7 of whom are BJP MLAs belonging to the ruling party in Manipur. They have demanded a separate administration for the Kuki Chin group. So, of course, they have not clarified what kind of a separate administration they are talking about. That is absolutely vague and not clear. But they have made this demand, and they have circulated this demand widely within the media and outside.
Right, absolutely. So what will be the implications of the Mizoram Chief Minister's big statement? Well, only time will tell. For now, Wasbir Hussain, our editor-in-chief, thank you very much for joining us and bringing us your take on this big development.